So I want to give a little bit of a talk about inclusion starts with you. And in my case, it didn't actually start with me. It actually started with, this is Justin. He's a 17-year-old young man, my son, who has something called Fragile X syndrome. Has anyone heard of Fragile X syndrome? Love it. Thank you so much. And so if you happen to be a caregiver of someone with Fragile X syndrome, I would love to see you afterwards and share stories. That's what I do. I hope that's not a flood warning. Cool. So Fragile X is the leading known genetic cause of autism. And what I'm sharing here with you is a couple of pictures of some of the other members within the Oath community that I've been able to meet. So if you're driving a gray Toyota with the license plate, and I will keep going. So let me just back up and tell the story a little bit. One of the things that I've learned just as a parent, as an individual, which is how I started on this journey, is, again, when Justin was born, we knew something was different about him. And so we started to go down the path of doing what we thought was best, whatever we could do. Sensory integration disorders, we learned all about the three inner senses, we went to therapies, we basically did anything and everything we could in order to give Justin the best life. And now looking back upon his life, I've learned that cliches, and I love cliches, are really, really important. So the first cliche I'll share with you is that if a tree falls in the woods, it doesn't make any noise. And the reason why I bring that up is because when we finally learned of Justin's diagnosis after several grand mal seizures, and we finally found a neurologist who knew to test for Fragile X, diagnosis day, at least in our community, is a pretty drastic day. It's the day you sort of fall down on the floor, you realize that no matter what you tried to do up until that point, this is not something that you can change. It's something that you have to live with and you have to adapt to. And so the next cliche that I learned very quickly is if you want to make lemonades out of lemons. And so what did we do? We started to reach out. We started to connect ourselves with the community. We started to find other families, other parents, other people to have conversations with, to share on this journey. And so that led me to the Fragile X Foundation. As you heard, I just finished, I'm still on the board, but I just finished the last 4 years, 2 years as vice president, and the last 2 years as the president of the foundation, and just doing incredible, incredible work. But I think what you'll learn, even in that cliche of you get what you give, I've kept separate my personal life with my professional life, up until the point in which I was able to join Yahoo, which I've now been at for almost 7 years. And over the last couple of years, the emergence of our employee resource groups has been an incredibly important part of my journey. So Oath, as you heard, is a global media company. We reach over 1 billion people in the world with our products and services. But what's incredible, and I think what you were pointing out earlier, is why is it important to Oath? And so Oath's commitment to inclusion is one of our key values. And that's an incredible and a very empowering perspective. And so, as I said, there are over 1 billion people in the world who have disabilities. 34% of US households have at least one member with a disability in it. That's an incredible number. And it's tremendously valuable for us to reach out to those communities, because if we can reach those communities, then I think we give them the pleasure of the products and services in which we have. And at Oath, we work to advance accessibility from our users, employees, and in the industry. But I'll get back to accessibility in a second. But first, I want to talk a little bit more about our ERG. And so you can see here that our Oath on the neurodiversity group is Empower All Minds. We have a whole bunch of our leadership here. We use the advantage of being at this conference to actually host a leadership conference, which we did yesterday. We spent all day together as a leadership crew, and just a remarkable group of people. I'll get back to that in a second. And so when I was approached about 1.5 years ago by Margot, who is here, who founded the neurodiversity group at Yahoo and now at Oath, to help co-global lead, it was very important for me to represent the caregivers side of the equation. And so between those who are affected and those who are caregivers of those affected, we've started on this journey. And so today, we have 11 chapters all around the world, and that's within 1 year of work. So we have 3 pillars that we decided to work for the first year of our real work, especially at Oath. And so one was to build a global network of support for all of our employees. The second was to make sure that if we were going to be an inclusive organization, that we made sure that anyone who was willing to hire talent and work with talent knew that some of the best people in the world were going to come from external, and we need to make them aware of the capabilities of these individuals who won't typically pass an interview process in a typical situation. And so we've done some amazing work there. And then lastly, we de-emphasized the notion of external work because I really felt that unless we put points on the boards ourselves, it wasn't going to move us forward, and we weren't going to be able to stand in a room like this and actually show our thought leadership. And so we're starting to emerge in this area, but that is yet to come. I will tell you that some of the most exciting work that we did yesterday is in line with one of the questions that we were asked earlier, which is to add a 4th pillar for our 2019 campaign, which would be to make sure that every single product and service within Oath has an accessibility and a disability component to it. And so we will hold firm to that, and we will make sure that we help evolve our company in that direction, and we're really excited about it. So here, I just want to show you how excited everybody is on the left-hand side just to be a part of our group. But on the right side, I wanted to emphasize this. So when we talk about safe spaces, it's interesting because it gives you the ability to have individuals come to you and tell you their story and to feel comfortable. My thinking has actually evolved here. What I really believe safe spaces represents is the ability for anyone to come into a company and into an organization and be themselves. When you give an individual the ability to be themselves, that brings out the best of them. Thank you. And the best of them brings out the best of everybody. And so we're really, really excited about what we're doing. So like I said, we are very, very committed to inclusion at Oath, and so, because every user matters. And so we're committed to developing products and services that are accessible to all people, including those with disabilities. And so what I'm going to share with you now is a couple of videos that we put together. The first is Sukriti. She's a software engineer for Yahoo Finance, and she decided one day that she was working on the product, and she needed to advance the product because of something close to home and close to her heart. And so let me share that with you.
My name is Sukriti. I build mobile experiences for Yahoo Finance, and I work at the New York office of Oath. I was chatting with a senior architect, and he talked about accessibility as one of the foremost things that he's thinking about, and how finance, charts, and graphs are not accessible to people who can't see. This is kind of a personal passion for me because my dad lost vision in one of his eyes a few years back. If you think about finance, we're serving thousands of data points on one screen. How do you communicate that without actually having someone see? And when I came up with a solution while talking to him, his eyes widened and he's like, why don't you start working on it? And then I was able to go to Sunnyvale and work with the accessibility team there and take this project from ideation to implementation. The solution was twofold. One is to give the user that quick summary through music. The other is through haptics. How that works is that instead of the device relying on you to interact with it, the device interacts with you. The fact that my dad might not be able to use a product that I work on was very disturbing. I had him actually use the demo that I built just to see if it made any sense to him. He was able to draw it just moments after using it. That's really the best outcome I could have hoped for on all levels, personal, professional, emotional. And across Oath, my goal is to make all of our products top of the line, accessible for everyone, because that's what technology is supposed to do.
And lastly, let me share with you, so our accessibility team went out and partnered with Getty Images, as well as the National Disability Learning Alliance, the NDLA. And what we were able to create was the Disability Collection. So let me show you what this is.
The faces you see in your day-to-day life ultimately define your perspective on what's normal.
What you're frequently seeing is this idea of disabled as lesser, disabled as something that needs to be fixed. I don't need to be fixed from what I am. I just want to be included. And I think that we all do.
People with disabilities make up about 20% of the population, but only 2% of our media. Let's change that.
Okay, let's go.
Oath, the disability community, and Getty Images are creating a new photo collection that more accurately reflects the lives and diversity of people with disabilities.
Looks great.
We can do anything, and it requires the media to help get that message out.
Join us in creating the Disability Collection.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Get started at thedisabilitycollection.com.
So as I say thank you, I will just reiterate again. It's interesting to me that what started as my own personal journey has now turned into a passion and a life profession. And so at 3:10 today, the entire group that is here will be at a breakout session, and we'd like to share with you how we've juxtaposed our own personal stories with our ability to create an employee resource group and how we are getting as close to possible our entire accessibility division within Oath. And so please come join us, and thank you again for having us. It's been a pleasure.